I feel like I've lost myself a little bit, so I have, and now I'm navigating this new life. So I just feel like the things I could do way back, I can't do now. Hi, my name is Samantha Vaughan. I was diagnosed with lung cancer in 2022 and I am from Ireland. I would describe cancer as a very tough illness. The way I describe it at the moment is I'm living two lives. So there was a previous Samantha and now this is the new Samantha. The new Samantha is now navigating her way through her cancer story. In October 2022, I had COVID. So for 6 months, I was considered a long COVID patient. So my symptoms were exactly like COVID. It was the breathlessness and a hoarseness that I would have had. And I had a bit of a sinus infection on and off. So I was in and out to doctors. I was getting inhalers, steroids, antibiotics, and nothing was working. So in May 23, I turned around and I asked my doctor to send me for some x-rays because I felt like there was something wrong and could I go to ENT, so ears, nose and throat, to find out what is going on. And I ended up finding out through an x-ray, because I asked for an x-ray, that there was a lesion on my right lung. Now I had pain on my left side, so I said, I think you made a mistake, mightn't be my x-ray because I have a pain on my left side. And they said, no, it's definitely there. Now, lesion was a word. I just thought lesion is a cut that you have in your hand or something. So I never knew what a lesion was. So they reckoned the lesion was maybe through COVID or pleurisy, not to worry about it. I had the x-ray, phoned back the bank holiday in June, and I got the information that I had a lesion. So I said, right, what's the plan of action here? So the plan of action was that the hospital was meant to go back to me for a CT, but I to this day, I must have got lost in the system because I've never heard back from the hospital. So I decided I'd pay private and I went and got a private CT scan. And when I got a private CT scan at 8 o'clock in the morning, at 4:30 that evening, I get a phone call to say it was actually a tumor that was on my right lung. So I went to my doctor the next day because she wanted to talk to me about the plan of action. And that's where you go into a rapid access clinic. So I ended up in a rapid access clinic and a hospital in Cork in Ireland and got back to me. They were the quickest to get back. So it's whatever hospital gets back the quickest you go to. So that's where I ended up down in Cork. When I went down, they were to do a biopsy. So they were to do a biopsy. And when they went down to do a biopsy, there was a main artery going across it. So they couldn't do a biopsy on me. So they couldn't. So when I came back around after sedation, they just said, listen, we couldn't do the biopsy, but we're going to have a talk with the team to see what way we're going to do a biopsy. What's the plan of action here? Another couple of days later, I was called into the office and my diagnosis and my biopsy was all put into one. So the way they said was the best thing they could do was take my top and middle right lobe and do the biopsy that way. So basically I would have had to have an operation and they took out the top and middle lobe because the tumor was going between the two of them. So they couldn't just take the top and the bottom. So when they took the top and bottom out, they also did my lymph nodes all around that area. And they also did an airway. So the airways were shown some signs. So they took one airway out and they did biopsies on those. And when they did the biopsies, then a couple of days later, I was home. I was about 10 days in the hospital after my operation, got home a couple of days later, get a phone call to say that they'd done the biopsy and my diagnosis was stage 2, grade 3 lung cancer and EGFR mutation. Originally, it was just kind of pure shock because I kind of, in one way, I was saying, oh, it's probably just benign, maybe, or there's nothing to it really, like at first, because I wasn't a smoker. So the myth around that people are smokers get lung cancer, but I didn't I wasn't a smoker. Because I was young, everyone kept saying you're too young to have lung cancer. So I was young, so I didn't think I was going to get lung cancer either. So basically I was extremely shocked over it. I kind of at the beginning kind of went with the flow of it and kind of just said, right, what's next? What's the next plan of action? My next plan of action was that they've taken the cancer out of my system, so I couldn't have chemo or radium because there was nothing for them to blast as such. They said they were happy enough with what they got. So they offered me to go into a targeted treatment. So I'm on a trial at the moment. So I'm on Trogresso at the moment, so I am. So I'm the first post-op in Ireland to try it because usually they give it to people at stage 4. So I'm the first post-op, and they had to get me within 7 weeks to start this treatment. So it's called Trogresso. So I take my tablet every single day, and I was rewarded 3 years out of that. So basically, the government decides how many years they're going to give it to you for because it's just an expensive drug. And I got 3 years at the moment, so I'm a year and a half in. So they're waiting for so far so good. So I'm having like my bloods done. So I get my biomarkers done every 3 months. I get normal bloods done every 4 months, and I get scans done every 6 months. So in many ways, I don't feel I'm blessed to get cancer, but I'm very blessed to get this treatment. So I am. I'm really happy to get the treatment, basically, like, because there's a lot of people that are fighting to get the treatment. So far, everything is coming back clear, which is very good. I do have my little bits of ups and downs and stuff like that, like a lot of ups and downs and side effects from it. But at the beginning, it was very bad, but now it's going quite well. The kind of side effects I would be getting would be a lot of mouth ulcers, really bad fatigue, upset stomach, fog brain. Now, there's a lot of things that could be related to fog brain in life, but no, definitely fog brain came on very quick. I know it was kind of, and I kind of got a fright by that because I'd forget things. Hence, I write everything down or I put things on dates and. But the fatigue, I just find it extremely hard. Like, it takes a lot out of you to do things. Um, I get a lot of aches and pains in my joints, joint pains. I get a lot of that then too. Other than that, like, it's fine. I do say, like, I can push on with it. It's nothing that's going to hold me back as such, like my ulcers have them constantly. There's a bit of weight gain with the treatment then too. Okay, I get upset over that, but at the end of the day, it's weight gain. It's if it's over staying alive, I'll just keep going that way. A few times the doctor said you can pull back if you want, because I kind of started off on a middle dosage. So there's 3 different dosage of the Trogresso. So I started off in a middle dosage, had huge side effects. So they dropped me back down. So there's 40, 80, and I think it's 100. And they dropped me back down. So I'm on the lower dosage. So at least I'm on a dosage at the same time. And I feel like it's protecting me. So I was told at the very early stage it was an aggressive form of cancer that I had. So I feel like I had an aggressive form of cancer, and now I have something that's going to protect me. It's funny, I never really thought about it because when you're never in that situation, you just never think about it. And it's all these new words that I'm learning lately since cancer, like clinical trial. I never would have thought of what's a clinical trial, Um, Now I'm saying 100% like I would do it, because if it's not for the likes of me, which I'll praise myself for it, if it's not for the likes of me, somebody else is not going to get that treatment and is not going to get it post-op. They leave it for a stage 4 person to prolong their life. But what about all the rest of us? We need to live too. So I feel like everyone, if you're given an opportunity, should do it. I would say the worst challenge is losing the old Samantha. I kind of said earlier on too, I feel like I've lost myself a little bit. So I have, and now I'm navigating this new life. So I just feel like the things I could do way back, I can't do now. I have to nearly check out different things around me, like say, like, because my stomach issues with the Trogresso, making sure there's toilets nearby. Is it going to be a long journey? If I'm taking Trogresso, I only have an hour of an open window before my stomach gets upset. So I'm constantly just watching different things around me, whereas before I would have just went and leapt into doing anything. So I do feel that's a big issue. And in some ways, I feel like I've let my family down because I got sick. So, and I worry for them. The mental health part is a huge, huge area that it's not really spoken about much. But I go counselling. So I went to my local cancer group and they do counselling in there. So I go counselling every couple of weeks to the counselling. And I think it's the best thing ever because you can only say so much to your family and you don't want to be burdening them with so much details all the time. So at least when you go to a counsellor, you can sit there and you can just say anything and you're not judged in any way. I just had this breathlessness again and I just panicked. So I went into the doctor and she reassured me and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it's just a trigger for people who have cancer and stuff like that. There's a few small parts of me that I feel I'll never get back. Like, it's even down to my breathing. Like to even go for a walk, it's just hard. So it is. If I go for a run, which I used to do before, I can't do that anymore. Like, I know if I went to the gym now, I won't be able to lift certain weights and stuff because the pains, the aches. And I do feel the mental side then too. I do have to push through it a lot. So that's extremely tough, like, sometimes I really want to go somewhere and then all of a sudden I pull back. Um, I don't kind of go around to a lot of peers anymore because I do feel like some people don't know what to be saying to you and you don't know what to be saying to them. Like, so I find that kind of hard, that part too. Advocate for yourself, always trust your heart and go with your feeling. The reason I'm doing all this is I would take one person to listen to this and to basically be an advocate for themselves and go get checked out. Because I didn't know much information back then. And if I hadn't known much information, I wouldn't have waited 6 months. And even though 6 months is a short time to wait and push for answers basically off your doctor, I would basically tell a person to advocate for yourself and to push for tests and everything.